They call the number 11 the master of intuition. It is God reflecting on itself, wisdom. Before there was nothing, there was the one and the only. The number 11, one and one standing side by side in order to create the doorway to the soul. To the Pythagorean, it is 1 plus 10, God plus completion. To the Gnostics, it is Sophia. It is the first prime number, the first double-digit prime number, and the first triple-digit prime number. One on one. In Genesis, Jacob wrestled with the mysterious man until he was blessed with the name Israel, which means he who struggles with God. Adam and Eve, the second coming, the mother-father, the peace sign. It is a powerful number to the numerologist because it represents the master of understanding, claircognizance. It is us and the stars reflecting light back and forth. It is duality, polarity, the double singularity, the cosmic twins, the divine pair, everything and nothing at all. And while technically it is 11 and it is a super blessed number, it should also be viewed as a mastered 2 more than anything else. 11 and the number 2's position in the infinite progression of prime numbers is absolutely sacred. To Pythagorean numerologists, the 11 represents introspection, enlightenment, and a state of knowing. But be mindful that to whom much is given, much is required. You see, when numbers repeat themselves like that, 11, 22, 33, it intensifies the characteristics of the number because of its sheer rarity. When calculating life path numbers or working with name charts, there are mathematical equations that back up this claim about the 11 as well. For example, I'll use life path numbers. So the highest number we can get from a life path would be someone born September 29th, 1999, or 9291999. When you add these numbers across, you get 48. So 48 is the highest number we can make given anyone's random birthday numbers. Out of 48 numbered possibilities, there are only 4 combinations of 11 that can be made out of the 48 possible numbers. 11, 29, 2 and 9 is 11, 38, 3 and 8 is 11, and 47. So the odds of the random numbers of a birth date adding up to one of these 4 numbers is about 8%. So 92% of the time, which 9 and 2 is 11, random birthdays will not add up to 11, 29, 38, or 47. In comparison to, let's say, the number 8, where we can make an 8, a 17, 1 and 7 is 8, a 26, 2 and 6 is 8, 35, and a 44, which is roughly 11% in comparison to the 8% of the 11. So for life paths, if you have an 11, that means you are connected to a path that is less traveled in comparison to every other number that it could possibly be. That means that there is much to learn because there's not as much reference point as every other number gets. But you've been imprinted with the masterful intentions of the underdog and can be victorious in any aspect of life as long as your gifts, as long as you use your gifts wisely and live up to the grand task of the master intuitive energy. Now, master number 22, aka the master builder. The idea behind the 22 is based around manifestation at its core principle, as it's technically mastered 4 energy. And what does the 4 represent? Well, it represents the core tenets of order and structure. For instance, north, east, southwest, 4. Spring, summer, fall, winter, 4. These are the structural concepts of the natural world. But when you look at our human existence, the 4-sided square has basically shaped everything we experience on a day-to-day basis. So becoming a master of that type of knowledge is exactly what a master builder thrives for. Master builders follow the blueprints of their minds, and whether the results come out as something real and tangible or strictly mental and spiritual is a debate only the master builder can have with themselves. From a spiritual perspective and mysticism, the Jewish system of Kabbalah represents the ways to master yourself on this material plane and is demonstrated by the Tree of Life, which has 10 Sephirot circles connected by 22 paths. From the designs of a physical master builder, the human skull has 22 bones. And similar to how the 11 has marked its place in the infinite progression of numbers by being a single digit, double digit, and triple digit prime number, the beginnings of them, the number 4 has a unique trait to it as well, as it's the only number you can add the same 2 digits and multiply the same 2 digits and get the same answer. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 2 times 2 is 4. It's the only number that you can do that kind of equation with. So when numbers repeat like 1, 1, 11, 2, 2, 22, 33, and so on, they also have another interesting mathematical anomaly about them. And this can be explained in the law of independent events. So for instance, let's say we have a slot machine that only has 2 outcomes when you pull down the handle. The left side spins and produces a number between 1 through 9. This represents the tens place of a double digit number. And the right side spins, producing a 1 through 9, representing the ones place of a double digit number. For us to pull the lever and the first number be a 1, and then the second number also be a 1, is expressed as follows. So the probability of a number repeating itself in a random drawing is about 1.23%. The randomness of the numbers in your birthday, or adding the numbers attached to each letter of your name, works in a similar randomized fashion. Let's put this in another simpler way. If you have a pair of dice, each with 9 sides, and you roll them one at a time, the probability of rolling a 6 on the first die is 1 out of 9. But just because you rolled a 6 the first time doesn't mean it's less likely to happen the second time. Like you rolled it and I got a 6, so it's less likely that a 6 is going to come out because a 6 came out the first time. Each roll, that's wrong, because each roll is independent of the other. Meaning if I rolled another 6 on the second roll, it doesn't mean it's less likely for me to roll another 6 if I roll the die a third time. So both rolls are 1 out of 9. The first roll represents the tens place of a number, and the second roll represents the ones place. And the probability of rolling the same number twice is 1.23%. And now for the 33, which is renowned in basically all numerological circles as the master teacher. Again, we should focus in on its mastered 6 capabilities. Well, what does the number 6 represent? Well, the 6 sides of a cube represents this third dimensional plane. And with 3 being the number of communication, the double representation of the 3 in 33 intensifies its communicative principles, which aligns perfectly with the essence of what a master teacher is. For what is a master teacher, if not a great communicator? In occult teachings, at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, water is still frozen. But at exactly 33 degrees, ice can become the life-giving power of water. This allegorical principle represents an unthawing of the mind, turning the stagnant potential energy of your brain into a kinetic frequency of knowledge and understanding. It is the age at which Jesus was crucified and also the amount of vertebrae that line up your spine. So let's reiterate. 33 is connected. The master number 33, the master teacher, is connected to melting ice into the life-giving power of water, which is probably the greatest master teacher of all, the natural teacher of the world, water. Which this idea can then be transposed as a figurative statement about releasing the full potential of your mind, but it is also connected to the biblical sacrifice of Jesus, to which even the non-believers respect the lessons attributed to him. And it's also connected to the spine, which science would say that our upright posture has allowed us to gain exponential conscious evolution. The power of 33 can be viewed in many aspects regarding the physical and metaphysical due to its extreme communicative properties and knowledge-based existence. So, all in all, master numbers can be found in many different theologies, practices, and philosophies. That's why it's important to have a wide understanding of numbers and how they have collected different purposes throughout antiquity and into our modern age, and what the actual universal law is about the number, regardless to how we write it, regardless to how we use it. What is the mathematical not the mathematical, higher than the mathematical. What is the universal principle of these numbers? That's what good numerologists hone in on. So while some people believe, or some people would add 44 and 55 and 66 and 77 to the master number list, which I would personally agree with, the deepest roots and the highest level of consensus regarding master numbers are attached to just the first three. Maybe we can talk about the others in future discussions, but I guess we'll see. Once again, my name is Black Pythagoras. Please like and subscribe. It literally costs you Ouroboros. Efkalisto, and see you next time. Later.